Welcome back to another episode of Look What Jess Found. This is episode 302. On this channel, what I do is I penny roll hunt a penny roll a day. There's a dime in this one. I penny roll hunt, and a straggler. That'll be the first one we look at today. I penny roll hunt a penny roll a day in the hopes of learning more and more about the various penny errors and what that means. Die varieties, key dates, mint errors, how they're formed, how they're made. The different experts. Yeah, right. I'll put this to the side. I have a more powerful. The chance of finding a flared G is very rare. It's more likely that there's a little bit of, here it goes, my 30 times. I gotta keep this on my desk. Have it off the side. It's more likely that there's a little piece of dirt there than it being a flared G. And here's my 30 time loop, which I don't really need for much, so I don't really keep it out. But I have my 3-time glasses on, so it's not the flared G. It has a dark spot towards the bottom that makes it look flared. But the flared G, it's obvious. It's really pretty obvious when you see one. That's how strong the flare is on the bottom. But this is one of the, and I'm not going to get on the whole flared G thing. I spoke about it a ton on yesterday's video. If you want to know about the flared G, watch that video, episode 300. And has a bunch of little marks. These could be strike throughs. Those two could be strike throughs. Maybe even there. Let me see the front. Let me look at that under the loop. Possible. The one that looks most like a strike through is this one. But they're all pretty much the same size. So but this one here looks like a scrape. See, and that kind of throws off the whole hypothesis. I'll still put it to the side. And that's it, It's the reason we got over, well, by the time this video is scheduled, we're going to have over, no white AM, we're going to have over 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Let me say a little heartwarming thank you to all my subscribers. This channel wouldn't be here. I mean, like, if I thought no one cared, then I wouldn't be making the videos, you know? And honestly, it's the videos that get me up to do the penny roll hunting. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I got to be honest. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to lie. If I didn't have people, if I didn't have my members supporting me, and if I wasn't getting, you know, over 500 subscribers a month, 600 subscribers a month, I would not be doing this. So it's that support, and that's a beauty. It's, if I wasn't getting the support and enthusiasm from my members and subscribers, I wouldn't be doing this. 98. No white AM. Oh, look at that. Now remember, foreign coins, you don't flip. You turn. Very nice. So at the beginning of this journey, almost a year ago, I really, really had such a poor understanding that even when someone told me what I was looking at, I couldn't even comprehend. And it took me a long time of really researching and studying up on what someone told me about an era, because it's complicated stuff. This is, you know, borderline science. See, I used to think this was an error. For example, this is a very good example. I used to think that this circle was an error. But of course, we all know that that's made from a crimp roll machine. And it goes straight through the letters. And if you, it goes straight through the mint mark and through the 8. So it'd be very easy to look at this and think you have a, you know, a repunched mint mark or a double die or something like that, but you don't. It's just post mint damage that changed the appearance of 2 of the elements. It is an 88. What I forgot to do was check the reverse. Nope. So I couldn't, it was difficult. Sometimes I couldn't understand what someone said. For example, a very good example of this would be, so I started doing this in 2023, the end of 2023. And I got my first member, Eric, who's more like a friend now, after all this time. Another copper, so a second copper. And he saw the value in the channel, you know, when at that time no one else did. And he was going through boxes of 2023s looking for errors, but I guess one of the big ones at the time was the 2023 extra V. And he said, "Oh, look for the extra V. Look for the extra V on the 2023." So it didn't register with me that he meant only on the 20. He said the 2023. He didn't say the 2022 or the Lincoln Shield. He didn't say any of that. He just said on the 2023, look for the extra V. And if you find those videos, you'll see in the comments where I'm like, I'm confused. Oh, not confused. I actually thought I understood what he was saying, but I didn't. And he had to unconfuse me because I was confused, but I didn't know I was confused. So I started making videos showing little marks on like, for example, I would go, oh, look, there's a V there. Look at the extra V. And then when he saw the video, he'd go, no, man, it's only on the 2023. And I was like, here I go. I made like 1 or 2 videos already, jumping up and down. Oh, look, it's a V. Look, it's an upside down V. You know, like weird stuff like that. But I think that's how we all start. You know, we get confused about things, and maybe that's even just life in general. You know, and it takes somebody who, man, I don't know any other way of putting it, man, but who's cool, you know, and who's going to take their time and say, you know, and maybe that's, I mean, maybe he'll leave a, oh, that's pretty cool. That might be an RPM. I'll put that. Maybe we'll research that later. Maybe that's part of the reason he joined. He's like, oh, I'm gonna help this guy out. You know what I mean? He seems enthusiastic, and it won't be a waste of time for me to take out his time to help me. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe it's a bunch of things. Right now, I'm just talking. And I guess I want to pass that on to my he helped one person, that's me, and through me, hopefully he might have helped 10,000 people. Is that crazy? Right? Because I have 10,000 subscribers at this point. That's a nice 82. And I guess that's all I hope to achieve, you know. That's all I hope to achieve. Well, I guess I have achieved that to some degree because I get comments all the time uh, saying that I have helped people. And my members have helped me, right? Eric, Otis, Sandra, Tina, and Tara. 69? Yeah, see if there's a floating roof. Otis taught me this one many moons ago. He said, "Hey, check for the floating roof." I didn't even know what that was, but you can see at certain angles, you can see the little lines. This is a pretty good example. Man, it looks like the top of the roof is not connected with the next level. That's a pretty good floating roof. Value? Not really. I mean, if one day someone says it's worth $1, that'll be a lot of money. But right now, it's really not a value. They don't even identify that as an error anymore. But I still remember and I still check it out. Now, everything else is just a bonus. You know, if uh, the money I make on YouTube, any of the pennies that I find that are valuable. Oh wow! Let me tell you, if that didn't have corrosion there, if this wasn't here, this probably would have been one of the most outstanding 82s I've ever found. What a crime! What a crime that is. I might actually use. I mean, it's totally destroyed. It has like zero value because of this. I might actually use. I have that copper cleaner. I might actually use to just to take it off, just for the hee hey of it. Even if it leaves damage, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, right. So I could probably do it straight through the camera. I don't even have to use the. Yeah, see, without the light, you get better contrast. So right there, you can see the G is just going straight up. You know, so you would see the extra little line coming down, the serif coming down. You don't see it, so there's no. I don't even have to put it to the use a loop anymore. A freebie dime. I'll take it. I will take it. Gracias. And it's part of my healthy routine. You know, I get up in the morning, take care of my ADLs. But it looks like it was hit. It might be considered a cut. I'm not sure. My cut is a part of the rim that gets pushed onto the field. Looks like it meets that definition. But it can also just be post-mint damage, a piece of the rim pushed onto it, you know. So the difference between post-mint damage and a cut would be whether it's a mint error or not, you know. And in this case, it looks like it was damaged, but it is such a small little piece. It's hard to imagine that this was caused anywhere else besides the mint. But in that case, of course, it's not worth anything. You know, it's just a matter of mental uh, exercise, a mental exercise, whereby you're just noticing something and you're acknowledging the possibilities, and that's a big part of. See the 83s. The reverse looks so much like copper. Um, a big part of learning is having the freedom to make mistakes. It's so important. You make mistakes, you identify the mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you try not to make the mistake again. That's what it means to be human, and that's the learning process of being human. And I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity here to make those mistakes, you know. Look at that. Last coin mojo, bro. The 51. Let me make sure it's not a anything. I doubt it anyway, but no, it's not. Wow, man. Bam, 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 bam. 51. Oh, what a beauty, man. Extra fine condition. Let's check out the elements together. Very nice. All the lines and the wheat are there. Yeah, like I said, extra fine. The field is pretty clean. Very nice, man. Very nice. Very, very nice. A wheat scent, man. So the only thing we have left is to see if this if that's a repunch mint mark. If it's identified on copper coins as a repunch mint mark. All right. And I will bring you to the screen in a segunda. I go to the date guide. All right. We'll start there. All right. We're checking to see if the mint mark is identified. Then what happens is if the mint mark is identified, I mean, like the question is, you can see the mark on the mint mark, right? There's the extra little shadow or doubling on the mint mark. Um, do you need to look it up? Nah, not really. But if you want to write the letters on your flip, then you do, right? I mean, unless you're that genius that you know, oh, that's the I don't even remember what year it is. 84. Oh, that's the 84D RPM 006-PM9Z. Well, God bless you. You know what I mean? If that's the case. But for me, it's not. So anyway, let's go to the 84. All right. And we're looking for MM, right? So let me see what you see on the, so here you see, that's the D, that's the obverse, 1DO obverse, 1D reverse, right? The 84D, which is what we got. But we want to check the 84D1 mint mark. Let's go to mint mark. Now what we're looking for is the picture that shows a line over here. Okay? That's all we're looking for. And I don't know how, I can't see the bottom to see if there's only how many there are. We're going to find out together. Here it goes. This is it. Number 2 had it. But it needs to show a split on the upper serif. Remember, this is the serif. This is the serif. So he said the upper serif. You're going to see a split. So this he has not identified as being. So again, what I actually said before was incorrect. Oh, you don't need to go look it up because you already know it's a. Well, if no one's identifying this as a repunch mint mark, I hate to say it, then I would probably not consider it a repunch mint mark. You know, but he's saying the serif. So I have to look. Now I have to look under the loop to see if it has a little split there. It doesn't have a split there, but what it does, you know, so again, so this here is more the breaking of the clad, right? A splitting of the clad. It doesn't mean that it's not a repunch mint mark. That's also what this looks like. Ours doesn't look exactly like this. It looks like this. It's a little rounder. So there is a difference between the one we got. But the serifs, I really don't see a split in a serif. So just as an aside, where are you at? On the G, the serif is down here, and when you have the serif on the flared G, they're calling it a flare, but it's really a serif. See, this is the serif up here, and the G looks like this. The non-flared or the non-serif G looks smooth like this. When you see that extra line come down, which is the serif, then anyway, that's what, just to talk about it. I did not see anything on the inside. It's only on the outside. It looks like this. I'll show it again in a minute. And there's two pages of results. See, this one has it here. He's not considering any of this. Nice splits can be seen in both serifs on this repunchment mark. So he is. So now the question is, which, if someone is what now, he's calling this a repunch. Is he calling it a repunch mint mark because of this, or because of the splits in the serifs? Right? Because he's not showing anything. Portions of the second, see, this has a line on the top and on the inside. I didn't look on the inside. This one does have This one does have something right here. See, this one has it too, but even on this one, where it has it, it shows it here and here. It doesn't show. I don't see it on the surf. Let me look. Let me take out the 30 loop. The 30x loop. Hmm. Well, it's funny. Now, you almost really. All right, so that's that. So at no point is he identifying the splitting here as being anything part of the repunchment mark. So let's just get that. If you want to look at the pictures, we can look at the pictures. See, in all of these, it's showing something else, splitting as he's calling it. And then you can see the name 1984D-1MM-008. So we don't have any of that. So see, this is where it gets confusing. Well, it's a I don't know if confusing is the right word or if it takes extra effort to discern. But I'm going to tell you what my final conclusion is on this penny. Is that it's not split, and there's no splitting to the north or south, and that this is just that this might not be an RPM. Bottom line, it might just be the clad has detached from the mint mark, and that's it. It looks a little bit like an RPM, but it might not be an RPM. And that's why you have to be careful. And especially if someone wants to sell this, right? Hey, give me $5 for it. It's a repunch mint mark 84. And you can even see a little bit of the see, to me that's machine doubling on the 8. It's just clad being moved around a little bit. Anyway, um, so that's part of the process, this lengthy process of learning about penny errors. It's lengthy, and a lot of the times it does look kind of interesting though. I'll check it out before I say but that's not that. Let me just go back to and look at the P1DO. No, the P, not the P, the D1DO. Interesting. It does show the 8, but they call it extra thickness. I don't know if we have that though. See, it looks like it wants to be, but it really isn't. It's not the same. Even the 8, like I said, you can see the movement of the clad on the south. You can see the movement of the clad, but that's not the 1DO. The 1DO, it's really a thickening. It's really a thickening, which we don't have. We just have a movement of the clad. It's not a 1DO. As much as I want this to be a 1DO, it's not. That's the bottom line. It's not a 1DO. It's not an RPM. And disappointment is something that you really have to, in the, for the facts, you got to put facts over fiction in this hobby. If not, you'll have a whole penny collection of fake errors, and hopefully this channel, to end on that note, hopefully this channel helps a little bit with that, shed some light through my errors and my learning. Hopefully I could bring you all on the right road with me. And again, thank you to all my members for being supportive through this process. Um, I want to give them a special thank you. It means a lot to me. And thank you for all you subscribers. And I'll see you in episode 303.